What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be breaking down everything that we saw in the Hazard Zone trailer the other day and talking about a few of the smaller bits of information that you guys might have actually missed. Obviously it was a relatively short trailer, so there's not too much to go through in this one, but there were definitely a couple of things that I think most people probably missed in their first time watching. So without wasting any time, let's get into the nitty gritty of the Hazard Zone trailer. So the first thing that we can see here is a really good look at the map called Manifest, and as far as I can tell, we can see the entire map in this sequence here as it is actually on an island. Now the thing is, this map is apparently 1.5 times the size of Caspian Border, which is a relatively large map from Battlefield 3, and so it's definitely hard to tell the scale of this map since it is so zoomed out, meaning maybe there are multiple areas of Manifest other than just the island that we can see here, or maybe my sense of scale is just terrible and this is the entire map. It is pretty hard to tell. We get our first look at the satellites crashing down to Earth here, and as you can see there are a ton of different fragments that come down, telling us there's probably going to be say 40 to 50 different data drives available per match, assuming that each of these do actually contain data drives, but this could also just be for the cinematic to make it look cool, so we will just have to wait and see. Now something I noticed here as we see another overview of the map is that the satellite crashes actually have this sort of red smoke coming out of them, which is going to clearly indicate where they are on the map, and it's going to make it very interesting if you are at that location, because obviously everyone else on the map, or at least nearby, is going to be able to see that smoke, and it will kind of attract nearby players, so that is definitely interesting to see. Now in this sequence here where Casper gets a collateral and then Sundance executes Pake here, one thing I noticed was that this team that all got killed, they all had black skins with red accents, so this could actually be a quick look at some of those mastery skins that they revealed a few weeks back, or again it could just be for the sake of the cinematic to clearly distinguish one team from another, but I do have a feeling that those are those mastery skins for each character. And then lastly, we do obviously get our first look at an actual data drive as Sundance takes it out of the satellite. Now from here we get into the actual gameplay section, and this is where we find out a little bit more about the mode. Above the minimap over on the left you can see the extraction timer there, and it says extraction 2, meaning this team obviously either missed or chose to avoid the first extraction. On the squad list as well you can see 0 out of 3 under each player, and this indicates the amount of data drives that they're all carrying, so obviously this team is taking a little bit of an L right now because they have absolutely none and there's only 39 seconds left in the game. Now we also see the DM7 here, which was obviously in the beta, however it does look like this has a 6x scope or possibly even more, so that gives us a good idea of how much more weapon customization there could be from what there was in the beta. Obviously they're watching the satellites crashing mid-game here, so here's one of our first looks at the mid-game crashes. And then speaking of crashes, I actually noticed that it starts with 4 in the squad and then quickly changes to 3, so I actually think when they were recording this gameplay one of the devs might have crashed or disconnected or something, which is pretty funny. Obviously that doesn't affect the trailer, but I thought that was definitely pretty funny to see. Now in this cinematic of the vehicle I also noticed more satellites crashing in the background, as well as actually a team running in the same direction over on the left there, which I did not see at all in my first watch through. And the map we're seeing here is the renewal map, which is the one that is pretty much half desert and half paddocks. We see extraction 1 over the minimap this time instead of extraction 2, and then something else that I noticed is that this character actually has the same gadget as Casper did in the previous scene, and I believe this is the Intel scanner gadget, which is a unique gadget only available in Hazard Zone. And although I'm not too sure, I believe it just allows you to maybe scan where the data drives are, or if a satellite location still has the data drives intact or something like that. This next scene takes place on Kaleidoscope, and we see our first proper look at an unconfirmed specialist as of right now, who is called Constantine Angel, and this is the character that you can see in this screenshot front and center. We then see our first proper look at Breakaway, and this map looks absolutely mental, and one thing I noticed is that there is actually a vehicle down below. We know we can obviously call in vehicles, but it is nice to see that there are actually vehicles already spawned in as well. And we are also seeing this from the perspective of yet another unconfirmed specialist as of right now called Jisoo Pake, who was the Asian woman that was assassinated by Sundance at the beginning of the trailer, and she is also the one in that same screenshot that I just showed who was on the left of Angel. Now this next section for me is the most interesting part of this entire trailer. All throughout we've only seen one primary weapon and one pistol or a sidearm. However, in this clip here of Dozer's perspective we can actually see he has the LCMG, and then he has what looks to be an SMG as well. Now that could easily just be a sidearm that's maybe like an automatic pistol or something, so this doesn't at all confirm it, but it does seem like we might be able to carry 2 primary weapons, because that does definitely look more like an SMG to me than a pistol. However, whether that's one of the things you can actually spend dark market credits on at the start of the game, or whether he's just looted a dead enemy, I'm not too sure. In regular multiplayer, if you loot someone's weapon, it won't actually switch for your pistol, it will just replace your primary, so I personally believe that this is actually going to be something we can can choose to spend our credits on, going in with 2 weapons but having to obviously spend more credits, or maybe like I said it is just an auto pistol with a stock or something, but it is interesting either way. Now I also noticed in this clip that Dozer has a bloody 480 spare rounds for the LMG here, which is pretty mental. And then another thing that I noticed is that the LCMG seems to fire way faster in this clip than in multiplayer. I'll show you guys a quick comparison from the beta gameplay to this clip. Now, whether that's an ammo mod or something, faster firing ammo that has like a bit more recoil and less damage or something like that, I have no idea. Maybe the clip is literally just sped up, or maybe they've actually just tuned the weapon, so that will be something to keep an eye on as well. Other than that though, the rest of the trailer is really just them extracting from the map, and there's not too much else to look at there. So that is really all I've found in this trailer. Like I said, nothing drastic overall, but there were a few good bits of information in there nonetheless. If you guys did notice anything else that I missed, then be sure to leave a comment down below and let us all know. Overall, I absolutely loved the trailer and I cannot wait to get stuck into the game mode for myself. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new, then consider subscribing to the channel with those notifications on. If you guys want to support the content that I make here on YouTube, then consider becoming a channel member. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.